Cooking traditional Lebanese food is, for me, more than just food on a plate. And over the years, it's really grown to be something very special to me. My name is Lina Jebeile. I'm a content creator, and within that, I develop recipes and I do food photography and videography. First up in my Become a Great Lebanese Cook with Me series is hummus. I live in Glen Alpine and I live with my husband and 4 children. I love making this dish. I love the freshness of the herbs that go into it. The parsley, the fresh mint. And to bring all these fresh ingredients in from the garden is just really rewarding. Having the opportunity to have a job where I can be out in my garden, then in my kitchen cooking up a feast and photographing it, as well as being able to share that online and have people understand a part of my heritage and my upbringing and my day-to-day life is really such a privilege and a pleasure. Look at that. There's only enough for me.
There's 3 and there's 3 of us.
Fine, you can try it. You're welcome. Mum and Dad migrated to Australia from Lebanon in the late 70s with my 4 older siblings. The first time I did go back to Lebanon, I had just finished high school and I wanted to see for myself this Lebanon that Mum and Dad constantly spoke about. And Lebanese people are very blunt in a sense. They can be very blunt and straight out. They would use the word in Arabic that I'm a foreigner. My whole life I felt like a foreigner in Australia, and I've gone back to where they've always told me to go back to Lebanon, and I was also a foreigner there. And that's where that thought process really started to develop. Where do I actually belong? When you've grown up as the daughter of migrants, food holds such a special place because that food and those ingredients really tell a story. For me, in my garden, one of the first things that I really wanted to plant was this grapevine. 1, because it's my favourite dish, but 2, because these are not, getting fresh vine leaves is pretty much impossible actually to get from any grocer. You'll find in a lot of Lebanese gardens, most of them will have a vine leaf. My grapevine, it's a cutting that I took from my mother's house, actually the home that I grew up in, and they no longer live there. So before she moved out, I took a cutting from that grapevine. And so I absolutely love that. It's a very special plant to me. I'm picking some vine leaves for tonight's dinner. If there were to be any dish on earth, a last dish that I would want to have, this would be it. I felt like there wasn't a lot of imagery out there of Middle Eastern food that really made the food pop. I think it was one birthday, my husband, he gifted me a photography course. And from doing that, I really fell in love with it. In sharing a lot of my recipes online, I'm also sharing a part of my history and my identity. And through that, telling people stories about why this food is so important to me. A lot of Lebanese families will grow their own fresh za'atar in the garden because that's pretty much the only way we can access it. And I wish it was more readily available in the grocery stores because it's such a beautiful herb in and of itself, and it has the flavour notes that it has is different to those other herbs that it's often confused for. You know, you've got salt and pepper by the stovetop. I always have dry za'atar as well. in reach. I don't have to be totally Lebanese and be totally Australian. I can create a unique background and identity that's special to me, you know, and I'm just as Australian as the next person, with just different flavourings.